Ooh, I think we are up. We gotta do the classic tradition of waiting for it to actually like appear, so that I know that everything's working and stuff. But oh yeah, it's streaming time. It's been a bit, and by a bit I mean like 5 days. Yeah, I've been doing some fun stuff. A lot of back end work, a lot of back end work. Actually, let's do the thing. Pull up the this, and then switch it to live chat. Thank you, OBS, for having top chat be the default option. That's gonna mess me up at some point. I can tell you. I can tell you that will get me. Anyway. So, yep, it has appeared over here. So that's good to see. That's good to see. Nah, I won't publish this. All right. So if oh wait, I'm on the wrong streaming thing. This is the actual streaming thing. Whoops. Anyway, this, if I can go over to the goals, we have some goals for today. I've been waiting for this stream, just like my nice. Just a few simple things. These first three are kind of all the same thing, kind of not. So basically, right now we have a bit of a problem, which is that when you're here, this is all there is. There's no gameplay loop, you know. So we're gonna start making the first part of this, which is the ability to start like go to like a lobby area, so you can wait for other people to join you, and then presumably your friends. I don't know if I'm gonna have like matchmaking per se. That requires having like actual matchmaking servers to deal with. For now, it'll be peer-to-peer connection until I can think of something else for that. I mean, I also don't expect this game to be like insanely popular, so I wouldn't want to have matchmaking because there'd be no one there. I don't know. But basically, all you can really do is hop around here. I mean, it's cool that you can hop around, and you can if I can figure out how to do this time, you can start to get some pretty insane speed with rocket jumping here, as I have been able to do. You'll probably notice that a difference between this stream and last stream is that the rocket launcher actually has a model now, and like its own sound effects and stuff. I'm not just like using the other thing. I'm pretty sure that was what I did last stream. I could be wrong. I kinda forget when in my timeline the last stream was, because it was a bit ago, and I've just been doing a lot of mostly menial stuff. I mean, I added like a little shooter. It's pretty cool, you know. The main thing is just things. But yeah, there's nothing here. It's just a world, and it's static, and aside from picking up the weapons and spawning the enemies, you can't do anything. So what we're going to be making today is really these three things, and that's what I'm going to focus on, which is starting you in some kind of lobby area, and then from there you can then start an air quotes match. I obviously haven't made the actual like matches. That's kind of the point of this. But you'll go to probably the selection area first. I have described the general gameplay flow. I can go back into that. One thing I do want to do before I dive into everything is to do the spinner, but I'll do that after I finish the goals here. So basically, map switching and multiplayer sync is an extension of all of these as well. I need to sync the fact that the maps are changing, so I need to create some kind of like lookup between the map and the like a string probably for the name, so I can like figure out what it is. I don't know. We'll get into the nitty-gritty details of that when we actually need to. Right now, I do feel like bringing up the spinner right here. So, what do we got? What do we got for today? Today we have shit plus Rupel. Is that shit brown and purple? What did I decide this was a cool color combination? Let me go to the filters. So like, so there's the shit colors, which makes it brown, and purple. That just makes it kind of an orangey color. I mean, that's cool. Uh, yeah, all right. I mean, if that's what I just what other filters could I enable on here aside from purple? Aqua. That's cool. Hold on, wait. Do I have that? No, I put it deep plus purple plus aqua. I'm putting that. I'm slight modification there. Wait, will that save? Huh. More you know. Anyway, I just need to make sure that I remember that we get like this kind of like pinky color. Femboy color? Wait. Sure, bro. if that's how you want to think about it. Dude, I am so down for that. No, yeah, I don't know. I've got some stuff to talk about here. Mainly, what the fuck was I doing for the last few days? Yeah, so multiplayer just kind of works mostly. So the sword almost entirely functions between multiplayer and not. The only difference has to do with the enemy itself rather than the sword. So the sword is good for multiplayer. The main weapons are also good. The rockets I need to work on because they summon a separate like sub projectile. I might turn this music down a little bit. Because this explosion, the explosion after the bullet breaks is technically its own thing. I've got to sync that up, but it should be not that hard. I was creating a little backend system called Meetup, which I might be able to quickly pull up right here. But basically, it's just waits for one of the things to come in, and then when both are finally there, then it's able to run. So it's order agnostic is the idea. Let me find this. It should be an internal Meetup. Fucking hell, it's giant. Like code jump scare. No, okay. So you have just a very simple base class right here. I mean, this is not complex logic. It's just creating two dictionaries, and then whenever you add something, it checks to see if it already exists, or if its complement already exists. And if it doesn't, then it saves itself. Otherwise, it uses the complement in the combined method, which is an action that's just stored up here. It's a fairly simple thing, but I'm gonna need this for the syncing of the rockets because I don't exactly know the order that some of the events are gonna be coming in. Is that English? Should you change your name to Cerebral Cortex? Maybe. I don't know. Dude, you can make your name whatever you want it to be. I'm trying to think if I want to bring this over right now, or if I just want to like wait until if I ever cover multiplayer rockets. So this is why I was talking about this. So some of the other goals that I have for after we do the map stuff is grenades and multiplayer rockets. Multiplayer rockets specifically is the syncing of the explosions. I just wrote it as multiplayer rockets because I think it's a good title. And then explosive grenades that bounce. This is something that I've been thinking about on and off for a while. I think I know how I could do that. I think I know how I could do it. We'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure about syncing it over multiplayer or tight spaces, but I should be able to just reflect its momentum or its motion vector over the surface normal and then apply gravity to it as like a constant force downwards on the velocity. And I think that'll just work. I think that'll work. That's the hope anyway. So we'll get there when we get there. I think we should just start with making a lobby of sorts. And that's really has to do with the main map. I might have to say goodbye to the map. So this will be very sad. Let's make a new folder. Let's call this maps because we're gonna be putting maps in here. This is sad to see. This is so sad. All of my test spheres, all of my test items deleted. Oh man, they're gone. This is rough. Look at it. Look at that. Sorry, that's still open. So this is the map. This is like the level data itself, which has the like level geometry. You can see and it'll have the door over there. The lighting is fucked up in here. This is weird. I'm not sure why it looks like this. Is it because the camera is really... I don't know what's going on with the lighting in here, I'm gonna be honest. Why is the door... What do you mean, why is the door so big? Have you never noticed the monolith? Let me put this back. It'll be a little bit fucked up, that's fine. Have you never noticed the monolith in the distance? I've made it a bit of a staple. Just because it's a little bit of a funny thing. Where... Let me pull up something real quick. So, I don't know which video this is exactly in. I swear one of these I use it just as like a background. Yeah, right here. Like this. Where I'm like talking about the I'm talking about what I was doing at the time. This video is you can see that I just like simply to try and create the best feeling weapon system that I just do that, you know? It's the door. What's not to like about the door? I'm keeping an eye on you, OBS chat. This window scares me. Anyway. So the map is gone, or it's back. Hold on, now it's gone, right? Ignore the fact that the remaining level geometry is still, or like the nav mesh is here. We're gonna have to rebake that when the level changes. So that'll be part of what we have to do. But for right now, I can go to map holder and I can just click clear. It's all gone. It's all gone. Man, that's rough. All right. What we have to do basically is create some kind of. Do I have a map script on this? I don't think so. Do I want to make a map script for this just to hold references to stuff? Maybe. I don't know if I exactly need it right now. This is a bit extra, but I'm just gonna create a map script. Literally just holds the reference to it. Public game object. I don't know. Do I want to have like this will just be able to hold like map specific and I can't talk. Map specific metadata. There you go. It'll just hold that. Honestly, I don't need to give it any data right now. I'm not doing anything that complex with it. We are gonna need to create some kind of map like data type though. Public class map data, which will my voice just cracked. Which will take a does it need to inherit from anything, or can I just public string name, public game object, or public map map, you know, like that's just kind of it. So I can just look up its name and its map type. Anything else that I need I can just throw in there. Seems good to me. Let's put that up here, and then let's create some definitions for it. So over in the... we are going to go over to here, and we are going to make a create empty map, like a fucking, I don't know, handler. Sure. We are going to create a new script on this, and we're going to call it like just map definer. Sure. Create a... There you go. No, don't put it in there. Fine, I'll create it over here and then drag it on there. Okay, fuck you. Create map. I'm not happy. Definer. Dude. I just need the code. Game. I just need the code. I just need the give me the code. Thank you. Just gonna create a public compilable. Do I not have this? Compilable dictionary. Am I being insane? Is that how you spell compilable? Or is my brain, I'm questioning my spelling of this. is like what's going on right now. Because I did write this. Compileable. I get how I wrote this. I'm just questioning my own grasp of English. This doesn't feel right, having an EA. It might be. I don't fucking know at this point. Do I need an alt? Probably. Wait. If it's a compilable dictionary, it already has a lookup between map and name, so I can just do this, right? Because this thing is made to work like this, where you can see it creates a list of multi-refs between the 1 to 2, creates the for each. This just simply allows you to do a list of simple type if you were going to define it separately, but I don't need to do that. So I created a lookup between a string to a map data. Ah, but the map data, yeah, that has the map, good. Yeah, let's just call it maps. It's just a good equals new. There you go. And then all I have to do is maps.compile here. Nothing needs to run an update. There you go. Wait, I want to make this a singleton. Single instance of map definer. There you go. Okay, anyway. All that does is just make sure that there's only one of it. So, I can give this map definer. This will let me define a list of maps here. Oh, it's not like serializable. System.serializable. There you go. That'll make it show up in here. There we go. Oh man, dude, it's so normally I would be able to make this a lot cleaner instead of having like maps list element 0 A B. My other versions of this actually have better like inspector readouts, but we'll just have to deal with this. I don't care enough to fix it. It's fine. Anyway, so this map here, I'll give it a map script. And then I think all I have to do now is on this, drag that into there. And we can call this just like test map. Currently, nothing's going to use it, but now we can start defining other kinds of maps and what's going to happen. So, lobby. Let's just make something. I don't know. Map holder, create empty. I think everything should be flat surface at 0, 0. That'd be good. Cube. Did it just? I don't get why YouTube does this sometimes. It just says playback paused because your account is being used on another device. It objectively is not. Unless there's just some like secret hacker who's like gotten into my account and is randomly listening to music when I am, which is kind of funny to think about. Just be able to throw this on here. This will create a debug floor. Literally only here. What's the difference between these? Tiler or tile new one? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Oh wait, this one probably uses the blend, whereas this one probably doesn't. No? Nah, I have no idea. Anyway, I don't know what the difference is between these two shaders. They seem to do the same. Whatever. I'm going to ignore them. I'm just gonna give it a size of like 10 and 10, which makes it really fucking small. But I don't care because that's not the point. Oh wait, I should create an empty parent of this. Create empty parent. I just call this the lobby. Lobby. The cube. It's the map. Yeah, there we go. This is basically the first map you're making. Yeah, more or less. I wouldn't really call it much of a map. I'm mostly just, it's just a place, an intermediary place while we wait for other people to hop in. So this is like it's like a diegetic lobby. I don't know how to best describe. I forgot I did that. I forgot I made it fucking baller. Anyway, so like as an example, if you're playing favorite game of mine, Risk of Rain 2, you can't see the loading thing. Let me switch this just to main real quick so you can. You can see that it is loading, it's just being covered by the other thing. Let me in. Gearbox, you've made the game like load a lot slower, and I don't like you for it. Create multiplayer games. So basically, when you create like a multiplayer match in Risk of Rain 2, you can just kind of like do stuff in here. Now, this is fine. I don't dislike this. It's just like a bunch of UI stuff. It's a bunch of like difficulty selection, expansion, artifacts, and the characters that you can play as, and changing the skills and whatnot. I'm gonna have similar, probably, things that you can select from. Like, you can probably change who you're going to be playing as in the actual, like, in this. That's where you're going to be doing it. You're not going to be doing it in a thing, but I'll explain that in a second. You're probably going to be able to change the UI. I don't think I'm going to have expansions for this. Maybe, I don't know. Or artifacts. But I'm not making it, like, a UI thing. You know? Imagine instead of just looking at some like 2D pictures right here of the things, instead of just like clicking between these and having it show up here, what if you were actually walking around like in this room, and then you were able to like interact with the character to select them, like this guy over there. If you were to like walk up to him, like you just like walk over there and then pick him up or something, and then that's how you choose what character you're going to be. That's what I want to do. That's the goal. So that's why I'm creating this like area here. That's where you're going to be doing it. My voice, I need to drink some water. This is second crack in a second. All right. So I basically just need to default you to coming to this location if you're joining a multiplayer match. I'll actually make this a bit bigger, 25-25. I mean, the size of it doesn't matter. It's mostly just a place. That's what matters, is that it is a location. We're gonna create our first data type on here, public list. Actually, do I even need to make it a list? I just need to make a place for the player to spawn. I just need to figure out where that's going to be. So let's just make a public transform then, of player spawn location. You know? Just so I can define where in the world the player will appear when you start things up. Actually, what happens right now if I start the thing up? Because I think currently the way that it works is just there just is a nerd in the world. Yeah, there just is this guy right here. I don't actually like. There he is. All right. So there's just this guy, but that's not actually being spawned by the game. It's just kind of in the world right now. I don't want that. So if I press play, nothing should happen. In fact, everything should, it shouldn't break, but yeah, you can see everything's a little bit, iffy. All the shit's a bit broken. It's not made to work like this, and that's because the GUI stuff doesn't disable when the player isn't there. I don't know. I've got to work on lack of player behavior. That'll be something. Well, that'll be an offshoot we'll have to take care of in a second. Anyway, let's create an empty real quick and just make this the spawn location. Good enough. Reference it to there. Spawn location can just go right there or something. So when you press play, you just are right there. You know, a little bit in the air. I don't really care. It's not the point. The point is I can move it if I want it to be on the floor, or if I want it to be fucking under the floor, who knows. This just defines a place for the player to actually appear in the world. So now, do I have to do anything else? Yeah. I've got to make it so when you press play, it basically loads this map up. So, let's go to maps. Where is this? Maps. Put the lobby in there. Delete it from here. Same kind of deal that I was just doing before with the map handler, but the lobby references the lobby map. There you go. Yep. Test. Save. All right. I've basically just created these swappable things. Now we gotta actually swap them. Whoa, crazy. So let's go over to gamer and main. I don't know if I want to have anything right now. I could just create like a, okay, so I already, hold on. I should have like a start game function, which itself is called, it's called from those, but it's not called on awake or on start. So let's just say, do I have a start in here? I do. I'm just going to start game for now. Is multiplayer clean slate? Clean slate destroys the player objects, clears the hit markers. Yes. So I do need to tell it to spawn the player object, which is fine. But I also needed to tell it to spawn the map. So let's get to work on that. So start game, clean slate, etc. We need to grab public map current map equals null. If the current map is if current map is not equal to null, destroy the map dot game object. Anyway, so we can actually create these now. So current map equals spawn. Do I even want to do that, or I could just directly instantiate? That honestly is probably just better. Directly instantiate this. So let's see. Map definer dot instance dot maps. We'll just call it lobby. I mean, you're going to spawn to the lobby no matter what on a game and start, so that'll be it. Dot map dot game object. And then we'll want to grab the transform of this. So transform spawner equals tags.refs. Let me just get this. It should be a map folder, which is the name of this thing right here. Dot transform. Anyway, so I can now go spawner dot position, spawner dot rotation, spawner itself, so it spawns as a child object of this. What's the problem? What? Cannot convert Unity game object to map. Fair enough. Get component map. Yep. Anyway. So that gets the thing. So now we have the, that should spawn the map in the world when you press play. That's the goal. I don't think it'll spawn the player. Yeah, you can see that it places the platform, but if I go out, there's no platform because it just spawned it in. That's what this code, that's what that line of code is doing. And then the next part is to then go, wait. Do I need to instantiate this as well? Spawn system? I'll use a spawn system for this. Actually, do I? I'm thinking about how I wanna instantiate the player here. Just do I want to use spawn system, my own custom thing, or do I want to use Unity's thing? I'll just use instantiate for now. If I need to change it to the other thing, I'll change it if I need to. So I can instantiate. Do I have a reference to the player itself anywhere? It would be nice if I had like a thing. I do, but that's not the player. Okay, yeah, we're referencing the player through this. It's just easier to use spawn system. Fuck you. Spawn system dot spawn new. Fuck off. New spawn data. So we're gonna grab a player. And we are going to now define what the player is. So somewhere in my thing here, I should have a nerd player. This basically is just defining that I have this. It's just mapping. It's doing the same thing as the map. I am mapping an object to a string so I can reference it by just writing this. It's just pointing to this object, right? It's just linking these. Dot position will be at, of course, map, or I guess current map. That's current FOV. Current map dot player spawn location dot position. Same, like, I mean, rotation is rotation. Don't care about the parent. Don't spawn. Actually, no, I do want to spawn it. Don't save tag. That's what it is. Let me just clean this up a little bit there. Yeah, that checks out. I think this will work. Yep, there you go. All right. So now you can just kind of exist in here for a bit. Granted, I need to make the UI not break when the player isn't here, But that's more of a UI thing than a player spawning problem. So let me just comment this line out real quick. Are we for real, gang? Do I have to really select all of these and then do it? Fine. So the thing that I have to do right here is, as you were seeing before, when the player is not alive, as in when the player does not exist, as in when me watching. What? Sure. I just noticed that in Discord. I was like, what the Anyway, so there's a bunch of like weird UI on the screen, like these things which shouldn't be here, the effects that are going, and this. That I believe is all happening because the player needs to exist first. And that's just the not the world UI. It's not world UI. It shouldn't be that. It should be the canvas. Yeah, this. Apparently it became a singleton somewhere in there. Or this is absolute clusterfuck of code, and I am unabashedly saying that because it is terrible. Reloading and ammo stuff. You can see that if the player instance is not there, I return null, or I just return out. I do want to do that, but I probably want to say like reloading circle dot fill amount. Let me just say I love this music. Oh, sorry, wait. Or I'll do an or operation and do if it equals null. Anyway, so just all of that. That should hide some of the UI problem. Dude, I fucking love Psytrance. This is like my shit. That's part of it gone. Now we gotta get rid of the speed lines. That's something else. Genuinely, where in the fuck would that be? Do I have a reference to it here? Like, dash bar thing? Am I going insane? I don't see it in here. Is it its own thing? I don't see it. Sorry, where the actual hell is this? Yeah, it's a canvas. It has the console, the HUD, the FPS, the, when you take damage. So the particle effects are not in there. The particle effects are somewhere. Here we go, speed lines. So this references speed lines. I will just control F for this. It's not in main canvas. That's interesting. Where the fuck is it then? It's in main. And it sets itself to SP. Okay. Ah, okay, there it is. That's the problem. So basically, this right here is never being run because the player is null. That's the problem. So I basically just want to say.
Houston, say again, please.
Wait, can I?
Houston, we have a problem.
mc.transform. I don't need to do this. Fakes.enable. This makes me wonder if there is a disable. Why? Sorry, what was I thinking when I wrote this? Public void enable disable equals false. Sure. Like, whatever. I don't know why that's even a thing. Why is that? I don't know. I could not tell you. I'm gonna refactor this code a little bit. I think all of this can straight up just be taken and moved out. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so some of this does reference the C.speed change. Okay. Player controller C. C equals this. Wait, what? Why? What? Whoa. 3D. There you go. Okay. So I know just to say, G equals mission equals rate. Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna say if C is not equal to null. Not fucking... I forget what the N stands for, but I know it unsigned integer. Oh, is it natural unsigned integer? Is it... What is capital null? Why would it do... Why... Alright, anyway. If is not equal to null, and that... And then... If C is not equal to null. One. What? Fuck off. No, it did it again. Dude. Alright. Speed change. Genuinely no idea what's up with this. Should this just be 0? Probably. I think that should just be 0. Checks out. Alright. This should fix the problem of the speed lines. Yep. Alright. And then, if I spawn the player, if I uncomment the code that we wrote a second ago, let me go back to just the local search here, and then I find, what? Player. There you go. I don't know why the Slayer from the Gamer Movie Review, that, like, it just broke through. It just happens, you know? Anyway. Yep, it's all good. Oh, interesting. The resetting position works. That's a debug keybind. I didn't think that would actually still work, considering I just completely changed shit. But yeah, this all works if I GW. All the UI seems to be working. That's good. That's good. You can see all the reloading related stuff is still there. All the ammo stuff is still there. You can't see the ammo stuff. That's a my bad thing. That's because we're on the stream. Let me. You can see in the bottom right there. The ammo is there. Anyway. Yeah, everything's working now. Just with you being in the here. Next part of the problem. Multiplayer. So currently, I'm just assuming that this is the world that you're going to spawn into, which is fine. My goal with it is that it's probably going to be static, and then any other changes to it are probably going to be only in the actual lobby. But I need to basically create some kind of I need to create some kind of like fucking public void stop game or something that I can run. We should just run clean slate for now. Wait, where is multiplayer? Where is this defined? Oh, it's just up there. Some kind of deal is currently playing. Right? Same fucking deal. Just when I start game, I just want to say is currently playing equals true, and is currently playing equals false. Now, I also want to add some kind of like is lobby, right? Some kind of that kind of mechanic. So currently, start game and start lobby are the same, because there is no start lobby. Start game literally just loading the lobby. So if anything, I should rename this to start lobby, and is lobby equals true, and then public void start game, which will run something else. There you go. So this can then run, I'm gonna make this its own thing. Public void clear map. Actually, no, this doesn't need to be scoped. So now I can run clear map from there, and then when you start the thing, we also clear the map, and then we check fucking is lobby equals false, and that's all I need to do, I think. Oh wait, stop game is lobby equals false. Just resetting the state on all of that. So if you run this, currently it'll just remove the fucking floor out from beneath you, which is kind of funny. I mean, I don't think I have to do anything else aside from maybe move the player to the new spawn location, but that'll be for when we actually like create another map, and I'll do that in a minute. Where, because that has to start doing with multiplayer, so we'll get to the netcode in a bit. The real deal here, the real important thing is I need to deny join if you're not in the lobby somehow. Does it have that functionality already built in? Maybe. Cause like I have a version same, right? So like I have this, which is referenced bool approved. Approved equals approved. So is this running on the host? I guess it is. Yeah, that makes sense. Approved equals version same of this. Wait, does this... Has this been running the whole time and I've never noticed? It does log this. Hold on. Let's just run this. Build and run. RQ. So this is just like on my other monitor. If this code is running correctly, it should say client accepted in the console when I do that. I think. I genuinely have never consciously noticed it being there, if that's the case. So let me check. So I'm just gonna go on this one and say, I'm typing host copy. And now I'm gonna join on the other one. Let me over here. It's a bit weird because this is the same computer. Okay. So you can see that it is running client accepted on that. So basically, I think I can just say, if not approved, otherwise... Oh wait, no, I'm just gonna say client rejected. Do I want to provide a specific reason for this? I'm just going to comment this out. Control, and then I'm going to put it back, but just say rejected client. If I wanna add a more specific reason for that, I can, but for now it's fine. And I'm just gonna say if approved, meaning you did pass the version check, then I'm going to say approved and equals. Does that work with a boolean? I think it will. Of main dot is lobby. So in other words, you have to be in the lobby in order for that to work, I think. Right? I mean, that makes sense to me. If you're approved, then you also have to get, why even and equal this? Just say is equal, because I mean I'm already checking for it. Yeah. So if the lobby is false, then it actually disables approved. So if you're in the middle of a match, as in you're out of the lobby, it should kick clients out. I think that works. I'm gonna be honest, networking code kind of fucks with me a little bit. It's not that complex of a thing, but it just is its own beast of shit. It seems fine to me. I'll test it out in a bit. So we gotta make the lobby code work first, and some kind of message that sends over the map change logic. So calibrator, thank you. I'm just gonna restart the song. We gotta make another test map. That's what I'm hearing. Let's go over. I love when it does that. That's because I was fucking editing the code while it was running. And it doesn't like me when I do that, because it forgets some stuff. I wonder if I could ever fix that, to allow it to hot run or hot swap while it's running, but for now it'll just break and I'm fine with that. Map time, same kind of fucking deal. Let me go over to maps, question mark? Yeah, I'm just gonna literally duplicate the map of lobby and call this like real map. Real one, sure. And the only difference is that this cube is, or actually I might make like some other shit, but let's say it's too tall. Yeah. This all checks out to me. 12 and a half, mathematics. Dude, I'm just doing stuff. I love this song. Do I want to make anything more? I'm just trying to make like a thing to really noticeably figure out if it works. So I just like having these raised wall protrusion things. 2.5. Oh wait, sorry, these are... Yeah, 2.5 should work. What the I love Z fighting. I didn't click all of them, is what I'm realizing. There you go. Can I just... Can I just... Like, I don't see why not. And then I just fix their position. You know? And then you're 0, and you're -12.5, and you're 12.5. There you go. Anyway. What was the point of all that? It just creates some walls. That's it. Are they tall or hard to get over? No, they're about the size of the player. This is really short, in fact. It's just like a little cup or a bowl or something. I just want to very noticeably figure out if the map has changed. And that'll be important later. So, same kind of deal where it has a map and a spawn location. It should have the same data as the lobby, because I literally copied the lobby. But I gotta define it up here in the maps. So, you are the real map, and we'll call this real one. That's a really original name right there. So currently we're doing this. I might want to abstract this into its own function. Public void set map string input. You know? So I can set the map to the lobby. And I'll put it in the same place. There you go. I see no problems with this. There is nothing wrong with this at all. No. Yeah, okay, so anyway. So I start the game, I clear the map, I then set the map to be... what? I called it real one. Do I just send this direct message over? Maybe. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that works for me. I'd want to probably give you some kind of piece of data to define the map that it spawns in. String input. Equals null. So I can just define I don't know. Let's just make a new thing up here. Start. That's it. That's all it does. That'll be useful for multiplayer syncing that, which is what I'm going to do after this. Because I basically, instead of just sending the message to start the game to a predefined place, I want to basically be able to send data about it. But, well, nothing happened. That's why I wanted to add this. So what's up with that? Is it running? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the maps and see if it's there. Where's map holder? No. What? Oh. I'm smart. Look, okay. Look, that wasn't my brightest moment. I'll be honest. I'm. It's really stupid. I just forgot to change it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, it is working. So you can see that that's fine. Player dot instant. This because this will be run for every client on their own time. I'll set the local player.instance.controller.transform.position is equal to current map dot player spawn location dot position rotation. I can only overwrite that locally. I don't want to overwrite that on the like I think I can overwrite that on the host. I just don't want to. I prefer that it's done locally on the client side. So now you can see when I do start, brings me over there. Interesting, the rotation is different. Oh wait, this is a good point. You saw it like flash there the first time and didn't send me. This has to do with some shit with the controller. Let me find the controller 3D. Yeah, this thing, .t. No. Key code. Why did .t not find this? This thing. Public void set position real. Init pause. Init pause. And then I go over to the main, and instead of saying dot position. Wait. This was in a start game. Yeah, instead of saying I set the position, I do dot set position real. And pass in this data. And then similarly, I've got to change the player head rotations to match this rotation. So that would be, I think, why it wasn't rotating properly. Because the controller rotation is not actually the fucking right thing. I'm not sure how to deal with that. Because you can see that what's happening here is it is directly changing the X and Y rotation variable. So it's being overwritten with that. So changing its rotation won't actually do anything. And in fact, changing its rotation with the spawn won't do anything. Alright, whatever. This should basically just be the same as before. it'll just properly set the player's position, not run redundant rotation code. That's the goal anyway. Yeah, it does do it. It should do it reliably. Yep. There you go. Dude, I'm just wall running in a circle. This is so fun. Yeah, yeah. So the next part of this is making it actually send this shit over multiplayer. Easier said than done. So I'm going to basically create a message that I'm going to send over with the name of the map. String map name equals this. Map name. So if is multiplayer and what player dot instance dot is host. So if you are the person who is hosting the match, and therefore you started the game, you are going to be the one who basically propagates what the map is. So I'm gonna go server.send. So we're gonna send everyone a message, and it's going to basically, or dot message. We're gonna send everyone a message. It's going to be called like start game. And the contents of this is just going to be a string, which for now we'll just have. Do I want to parse the input in start game, or do I want to parse it in server gamer? I think this. Hold on. I think like this. So you pass in a list that's optionally null, and if it's not null, yeah, this works. I see no reason for this to break. Everything seems cool and fine and awesome and lovely and doubly and crazy cool. Poo 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 poo. I'm saying words. So I'm gonna go input dot. No, I'm gonna make a new list here. This will be the compiled list that we send over. Send list equals a new thing. And the first thing it's going to have is map name. Very simply just map name. So now I can send this over, so I can say send list.list to string using a splitter of like this or something. There you go. That's just like classic sending a list over by, what is it, the word? Serializing it to a string. Yes, that's the word. So I'm just string serializing it and splitting every element by this. Should be good. Then I've got to write the receiving code. So when everyone, that's some extra stuff. So when everyone receives the message, start game, I can just run this, but what I'm going to do immediately is just run main.instance.startGame, with the data being parsed like this, etc. Player, where's main? And then if it's not equal to null, so it'll take the first input, which is map name. Yeah, it checks out. Let's test this. I'm building and running off screen right now, and by the reason I'm doing that is just because I know what's going to appear on this monitor here. So I just put it on the other monitor so I can actually like fucking use it. Yes, don't kill my vibe. That's the name of the song. I like this song a lot. So let me in. All right. So I'll host it on the other one. So we can. Okay, well that's not good. What? An item with the same key has already been added 0. Hold on, what? All I did was run host copy. What? Hold on. What? What the fuck? How is this running twice? Why is this breaking? I haven't done anything. This is not multiplayer. Huh? The fuck is this? What is it talking about? How is this possible? I can force it to be unique, but it's just gonna move it down here, isn't it? What? What the f- What the fuck? What was that? What? I'm not going crazy, right? You guys saw that, right? What? It's only running this code. Like it's running it twice, but why? My theory is that it's... Why would it run it twice, is what I want to know. So, the thing is, it doesn't happen... It doesn't happen right now. But I host happens twice. What? Is there two of these components? Wait, what? Oh! Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening here. Okay, this is working correctly. I can change this back. That's fine. It's not deleting the player object when I switch over to the other map. Or when I start the multiplayer thing, it's not running the stop code. So... Relay. When I do create relay, start lobby true, right? Wait, that doesn't add up. Why would this not be clearing the player object? It should run clean slate, which should delete the player. That's the problem. That's what the problem is that it's not being added to all players, despite the fact that it probably should. So all players, list of players, it's just a list. Can I get a real awake? All player main. All players. This is my only theory as to why. Or the on kill was removing it from the list. That could also do it. Hold on. Okay, here's my theory. This right here, which runs on the kill event. Is this being run when I destroy the game object? I can't see removed.dlog. Warning. I can't see why else, because I am explicitly telling it to add the player. I do it up here. And it does run this code. Because this is how, like, a bunch of the, yeah, this is how a bunch of the actual, like, fucking health bar stuff works, and how a bunch of the other... That has to run when you spawn in. My only guess is the removed code is being run. No. What? This doesn't make any sense. Why is this here? Like, what are you? This is the network player. Allegedly. So what the fuck are you? Why are you not being destroyed? This is marked as local player. This is not being marked as anything. Huh? I am thoroughly confused right now. Alright, let's take a look at what Start Lobby's actually doing. So it sets it to multiplayer. It runs clean slate. I clicked the wrong thing. It runs clean slate. Clean slate goes through every player, checks if it's not null, destroys it. Right? I can run a debug.log and say, destroyed. And I can also run clean. There you go. This is my only guess. Since clean slate is always run before it spawns in the player. Oh, I got it, dude. Dude, this sudden, like, hammer of realization. Start lobby true? I think. Is that not being, nope, never mind. It may be being called twice. Maybe. We'll see. I do want to check the logic here. So this will tell me exactly when the clear and removes are being called. Okay, so you can see that it ran clean and it ran a destroy. But it didn't actually destroy it, did it? Yeah, what? No, hold on, what the fuck? That's... Y'all are seeing that, right? So the nerd clone exists. It's still there. It's still there, it's not being removed. Despite this code running. Destroyed player.gameObject.name. What? How? What? Why is it not deleting it? Why is it like, no, this game object is sacred and it cannot be destroyed? It's just like immune to destruction? You can see that it's trying to destroy it, and it's just not happening. No wonder it's breaking. it... I'm astonished. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on here. Is it spawning the player twice? Like, is that what's going on? Wait, that is it. Oh, I just... Second hammer of realization. I was right. I was right when I was looking at it. The spawn code, it's running. That's the fucking problem. I can get rid of all this fucking debug stuff. Ah, dude, that's annoying. It's annoying that I just realized what it was. Wait. There was new... Oh. Can use passive. Alright. So basically, the multiplayer code, not the code that I've written, the code that Unity has, is spawning its own player object, right? When a client connects, it spawns its own object. It also spawns all the other players. What I was doing is I was spawning the player and also spawning the other thing. So I can get rid of like this and this. I don't need those. I can go back to main. I can get rid of this and this. Yeah. I just need to do something along the lines of wherever the start lobby is. Yeah. I don't know how this is gonna work. Public enumerator. Wait for player. Start coroutine. Wait for player. If is multiplayer, we are going to yield return new wait until player.instance not equal to null. No? Cannot convert from... Oh, wait. What? Fuck you. Yeah, seems good to me. That should fix it. This should stop it from fucking killing itself. So now, when I run post copy... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, did not set the position. I don't know why it didn't do that. I thought I just told it to do that. Debug.log position set. Oh, wait, hold on. I probably have some Boolean on here. Yeah, real awake is good. I'll probably want to wait for that to happen. So let's just go back over to main. Yes, but I want to have access to this. So I'll have to make it public. I don't have to make it public, but I mean, it would be cool. So here's what I want to see. If I go to YouTube. I need to check something real quick. I don't think it's broken, but I do have to check because like it does sometimes break. Now we're fine. I just had to make sure that it wasn't like killing itself by accident. Where everything is all a-okay so far, I think. Anyway. It's not. YouTube scares me sometimes. Host copy? Yeah, this is not the fucking middle. What is it doing? Did I not save this? I didn't save this. Hold on. We reload it. Look, it'll work eventually. I just gotta do a few reloads, just a few of them. Okay, that didn't work. Ah. Yep. Seems good to me. Actually, I can keep the position set over there. I can keep this because, I mean, it doesn't harm anything because it's only single player stuff. I think this will work. It just wasn't calling it on the correct timing. Oh, okay, bitch. What do you mean? I'll just always have it yield return wait until the thing is not null. Thank you, thank you. Fucking hell, man. Anyway. I'll keep one of these days. Alright, so it sets the position. We're all good. We are not all good. The object player controller has been destroyed, but I'm still trying to access it. Well, no shit. So, somehow this got through despite the fucking object not existing. Wait, what? That's the spawned object. But I told it to wait until the player is good. I see. So when it clears the map, it doesn't explicitly disable them. So what I want to do before I run destroy on the player is I want to do player.isGood equals false. Just that. That should explicitly disable them for the brief period of time where there is no player. I'm telling you, dude, multiplayer related stuff, it just fucks with me. Let's see. Yep. There you go. Okay, all of that's done. All of this shit's fixed. I'll be fucking having a few aneurysms because of bad coding. But not really, not exactly bad coding. It's more accurate to say just like not understanding what was going on for a bit there. It's solved now. Now I can build and run, and we can actually test out what I was originally going to test out, which is if the map loads correctly. Maybe. So I'm going to host copy over here. I am going to join on this. So, I mean, it's pretty standard affair stuff. You can see the multiplayer is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn advanced logging, and I'm going to go over to this one, and I'm going to start. Yeah, it did not fucking send it. You can see the walls are here on this screen. They're not here on this screen. So somewhere in the pipeline didn't send over. Considering I turned on advanced logging and I didn't see it appear, it means it didn't receive the message somehow, or it didn't send it in the first place. So that means that start game, one of these was fucking not true. Let me check something. Over on the nerd player. What? Sorry, let me go back over to the fucking what? Hold on. Why is it doing that? Alright, so is host is just not being properly defined, despite what the fucking code is. Let me show you that. Let me go find it. Unless it just decided to change, which it could. It's the what do you want from me? Owner client ID is equal to 0. Fuck off, dude. I think that'll have the same effect. Because if you are the host, you should have an owner client, a network client ID of 0. Okay, it's actually enabled now. Fucking hell.
Oh my god, it's another techno track.
Alright, so we build this, same fucking deal, dude. We're just going again. Why? I don't know. Pain. And stuff. Moving, schmoving, we moving. There we go. I was just waiting for it to load. Host copy, join. All right, so we're here. We turn on advanced logging. Turn that on. There you go. So, start. You know, I'm not an expert, but this doesn't seem right. Yeah. So, what the fuck just happened? It was constantly sending and receiving. Nani the fuck? It was only sending and receiving on the client. Server.send start game. So it only does that. Allegedly, if these two conditions are true. Was that for some let's check this out. Let's reverse the roles real quick just so I can view this running from the Unity editor side of things so I can see what their values are directly. So in other words, I'm going to host copy from this one, and on my other monitor, well, I'm just going to bring it over to the main monitor when it opens. Unity, come on, chop chop, there we go. On this one, I'm going to do advanced logging, and then on this one, I'm going to say start. So, sent, received. It's just constantly sending it. What the fuck? What the fuck? You're I'm unamused. I am unamused. We try this again. Build and run. Why is there two different values? I get it. Kinda. It's kinda stupid though. Why would you do that? Oh man, I don't know. I can just always blame networking code. It's always so fun. Alright. Host on the other monitor. This one joins, and then I'll enable advanced logging when it's in. Or it could just not fucking join at all too. That's so cool. What? The fuck? There was no error on my other side, so I'm reversing the rules so I can check in the Unity inspect. Genuinely, it's just like a fucking, you know, like what's the fucking arcade game of hitting the badgers in the holes? What is the name of this? Badger hole hammer arcade game. What is this called? Genuinely. Not the fucking strength testing thing. Is it what is it not a badger? Is it like a chipmunk? Is it is it a mole? I forget what animal it is, all right? It feels like that. It genuinely feels like that. Like every time I do something, just another fucking problem appears. This is why I hate networking code. So, I did not mean to start that. Yeah. Save, build and run. I fucking try this again. Why? Because I love killing myself, and networking code is so fun and awesome and amazing and not at all a pain in my goddamn ass. Okay. So, host the match. On the other thing, on this Unity client over here, we join the match. Why did it hang before? It just didn't work before. It was like, I don't feel like working, and then just didn't do it. Sure, whatever. I'm at a loss for words. Fucking awesome. Start. Well, it's still doing it. Wait, why is it sending? Oh, okay. So it's happening less. But here's the thing. No, actually, why is it receiving that message? That is a good question. If I had to guess, the fucking thing is happening again. Let me build and run real quick. I need to watch this in the inspector. I thought it would have been fixed by changing the what? A whack-a-mole. That's what I just remembered it. It's a mole, not a badger. Whack-a-mole. Fuck you. Google was not helpful when I was looking this up. Anyway, this thing. It's like this. This is what it fucking feels like with doing like networking code. I don't even think I submitted that. So over on my other monitor, I'm going to join this match. It just froze. What the What? What? What do you... Wait, did it start the host twice? Is that what happened? That could break it. It's not meant to, you're not meant to start it twice. That's an illegal state. That might be what happened. I might have like a safeguard, like if the match is already running, then just stop. That might be what caused it to hang right there. We'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that in mind. Yeah, that may have been it. Okay, that might solve the hanging problem. Is that I think I just hit host twice? I don't know. I'm kind of guessing here. So anyway, this is the other player. It's like multiplayer and shit, you know. It's like another player. It's awesome and cool and crazy. I wonder if I should ever make the body rotate more. It's kind of funny that it just kind of vibes like that. Anyway, I love the body. I love this little like character that I've got going on here. It's got so much like little quirk about it, you know. It's just like the head shape, the thing about it. It's just nice. I like it. I'm a fan of. I'm gonna say I'm a fan of my own design. Anyway, so. Did it just submit? Why did it submit that command? Hold on, I gotta restart that client. This shouldn't affect the host at all. I just have to restart the other thing. Okay, anyway, we're back. Start. So What the fucking... What are you talking about? Networked object ID 1. What is this bullshit? What? You can't be serious. So, no matter what I do, this shit doesn't work. And the only option that I'm left to believe right now is that the reason this is happening is this value is not set yet when I am calling this function. That is the only fucking answer that I have right now. I'm guessing it's just not spawned yet, so it's defaulting to this. God fucking damn, dude, I'm going to... I don't know. Yeah. Is hot. Is host. They have a boolean for this, you know? He.is host equals is host. There you go. Okay. Alright. Sure. Whatever. Yeah. That just does stuff now. Let's see if this fixes the problem or not. Dude, I am... It's always something. For me, that's just how multiplayer code is. It's just really finicky. Like, having to deal with stuff like this, like, the fucking value, having like a, not like an, there's not like an error code value. It just is 0 until it gets set to an actual value, or 0. Because the host is 0. That's evil. Why would you fucking I don't know. So I've joined on the client over here. Same kind of deal. We are going to start. Oh shit, it worked. Okay, that was it. God, get me out of here. I'm done with this. That's annoying. Anyway. Yeah. So, very much the problem was just that this value, the is local or is host, or what I was checking before, the network object ID, was just straight up not being set to a value, or it was being set to 0 until something completed with the network process that basically fully spawned it in. Frankly, I don't know, but it meant that this code was executing before the value was actually being set. So regardless of if I checked the is host or the network or the object client, whatever value of those I checked, it was going to show up as bad because they were defaulting to just assuming that you were the host until they actually get updated properly, which is so awesome and cool and amazing. God, I don't know, man. This is evil. I'm just taking a second to fucking recover from multiplayer network code. Just like it's always like the simplest shit too. It just has like the most convoluted, complex, random things happening. Again, this isn't that complex of a problem. It's just like integration hell. I don't know if that's the right word to apply to this. It's just there's like every single time I do something in with multiplayer code, it's always like some small like thing that just causes it to completely collapse in on itself. For example, accessing the value before it was assigned. Or I've had other instances where like this is something like this is the reason I made the meetup logic. Because I don't know the order that messages... Can I... Let me pull it up over here. The reason I made this logic in the first place, the ability to meet things up with this thing, where it has like the two dictionaries and it checks like if you add the first one, if you already have its complement. The reason I have this is to deal with networking bullshit, because I don't know the order that things will arrive in. So this lets me basically just wait for both things to arrive, or like two parts of a whole to arrive, and then execute some piece of code once they both are here, regardless of which one gets here first or which one gets here after. Right? Networking, so fun, awesome, amazing. Kill me. I don't know. You know what? Let's look at the goals list, right? Make a lobby, good enough. Ability to start the match, good enough. Match switching and multiplayer sync, somewhat. I want to add probably a function which does that, but again, it's probably just it's probably pretty simple now that I actually have a lot of the actual bullshit out of the way. Public void full switch map. Do I want to send the message in there? Start game itself calls some logic, but I want to probably add some middle of game logic, so I'll leave it duplicated for now. I'll leave it duplicated. I don't like that it's duplicated, but I'll duplicate it for now. I can use the same kind of logic for this now that I have this done. Okay, cool. So this will let me switch a map, and then I'll want to clear it. Sorry, I want to clear the existing map kind of deal. I'll want to start coroutine, wait for player, so that it moves it. And we'll also want to run set map. Honestly, I won't even bother using a list. Map switch. It literally just will be the fucking map. Don't need to do any of that. Don't need to find this. And we're just going to set map of map. There you go. There you go. And this sends a map switch message, which I'm just going to basically do the exact fucking thing here. Map switch, but it's a full switch map. There you go. Oh, sorry. And then, just data. Alright. I'm considering this goal also done. About an hour and a half for that. Yeah. Could I have done it faster? Probably, but like, oh my god. That was something. Who wants to make grenades now? Who's interested in making some grenades? Maybe me. So here's the thing. If I go over to the... What? Can I go over to my friend, my good old friend, the... where would it be? No, yeah, no, I'll do it in here. Lobby. Lobby. Oh wait, this is aux tools. Lobby. In main lobby. I'm gonna keep doing it until it works. Yeah, this. I'm just gonna set this to start new on test instead. Why? Because I want to go back to that. That's it. I just want to go back to the test map. This should do this. Oh wait, it'll break. Yeah, the test map doesn't have a spawn location, so I gotta just quickly create that. Create empty spawn location. And I just gotta put this somewhere. Which, I mean, you gotta get the classic, you know, like just up here. I mean, there is no better spawn location. And then I just want to add like I don't know if I want to add all of my gun spawners back, but you remember those gun spawners that I had before, right? So let's go over to game item pickup. Yeah, so instead of question mark weapon, let's go assault rifle. Is that the weapon name? May or may not work. Genuinely do not remember. The given key test was not present in the dictionary. What? Sorry, the test map. Did I not call it test in here? I'll just change it if it's not. I called it test map. My bad. Test. Like Johnny. No, let's see if this is cool. Yep. Given key A was not present in the dictionary, which has to do with the weapon model. Wait, what? What do you mean the given key A was not present in the dictionary? Did I... Huh? Which runs item pickup of item name... It runs this code, right? Get model. Huh? Hold on, let me just make sure it's actually called that. Wait, this will be in a weapon. Where is weapon? Weapon should be up here. This is the actual name that I have copied on my clipboard. So now, let's go over to the map. Go over to the item pickup. Oh. Why is it not saved there? What? Wait, shit, that's the wrong fucking thing. That's not the map. I'm so smart. No wonder it didn't, because that's not the actual map itself, dummy. Let's go to the maps. The map. But why is it just the letter A? I don't know. Whatever. Does this work now? It does. It's like awkwardly low on the floor, but I don't care. Might raise this up a little bit. I don't know, like, I mean, I gotta add something so that it automatically aligns itself on the floor instead of me needing to do this shit every time. Of like me needing to manually raise it and lower it, but right, so now what I can do is I can just start duplicating this a fuck ton of times. So I can say, this is rifle 2, and this is silenced, and this is shotgun, and you are a ran gun, and you are a wide gun, and then you are a katana, and you are a rocket launcher, right? Rocket launcher. I don't think I made any other weapon types, unless I'm forgetting. Like, I don't think I'm forgetting any. Like, this is all of them. That's all the current weapon types that exist, so I can then get rid of these extras. I think. So that should give me the selection of all the weapons back, so I can begin testing with them again as needed. Yeah, so here's all the different types of weapons that currently exist in this game. Same kind of deal, I mean... Guys, it's like we're back to where we began this stream. That's kind of crazy. Except not really, because now we actually have all the extra functionality that I need to make everything work all cool and awesome and cool and awesome and cool and awesome and cool, you know? I can blow up the dick with the explosive. It's so nice being back. Not really. I mean, because now I have the extra ability to swap all of this out. Multiplayer actually syncs this up, and when you swap a map, it actually knows that you swapped the map, and it shares that information. Dude. Okay. So, what are we gonna do now? Are we gonna make grenades? I think that's what we're gonna be doing today. I think we make some grenades. Now what grenades? Pray tell. I mean, it's basically just an explosive bullet, but different. Big brain time, you know? It's basically just an explosive bullet, but different. Let's go to projectiles in the explosive bullet prefab that I have. So I am going to just call this grenade. Very original, very original. Grenade. I don't know what model I want to give it. Let's just give it a cube. Create 3D model cube. That's kind of funny, you know? So let's just go into the world. Oh wait, I gotta do some stuff in here first. Edit script. So anything in here that references rocket needs to be modified. Yeah, so basically just the ending code here, I'm just going to completely duplicate, and say, what? Grenade. For now. I do have some extra stuff that needs to happen. Actually, no, not on Death Particle. Death Particle should be the exact same, because it just fucking is a rocket. So, yeah. Do I need to do anything else to make this work? I mean, I need to obviously have a weapon that shoots it. I'm gonna basically do the same thing I did last time in Cannibalize Rifle 2. Where the weapon projectile variant of it just fucking spawns them now. Projectile name of Rifle 2 is going to be Grenade. Why? It's just a solid weapon to test it with. It shoots slow, it's fine, it's precise, it does what I need it to do. So let's go back over to spawn system. I need to actually, like, define the bullet type. So instead of rocket, it will be the grenade. But I think it'll just be the rocket with a sphere, or not with a sphere, with a cube now. Right? Like... well, that would, I'm not sure why it's exploding twice, but I know what's happening. This has a collider. It should not have a collider. I don't know how or why it was able to explode twice. Because that doesn't happen normally, right? Like... Like, there isn't, like a thing where it would do... Okay, right? But let's just, like, pause for a second here and go over to watch this. So you can see it's a cube. What the f... My camera's glitching a little bit. It's a cube! The cube! Anyway, that's it. It's just a cube. I'm fine with keeping the trail as, like, this red thing. It kind of fits with the explosive stuff, because, like, the rocket also has that. You know? So I'm fine with keeping the trail at least like that for now. I might change it to be different. Who knows? I could make it so that the grenade's explosive trail is different in how it functions. Or how it is shaped a little bit. So maybe the start lifetime is a bit longer, so it's a longer trail. But the speed, do I have that? That should be somewhere in here. Noise is halved. You know? Wait, that's the frequency, not the strength. Whoops. I'm not actually sure what having the frequency would do to the noise distribution, but I'm gonna put it 3.5. So let's see how this affects the trail. because I have decently increased the lifetime of it. There's like no noise now. Okay, let's increase the frequency back up to 5.5. Did having the strength really have that much of an effect? That's kind of crazy. I don't know why it would be that strong. Maybe it just is. Ah, I guess it is. Huh. Anyway, so it is like a bit more like a longer, less chaotic trail, I would say, compared to the rocket. Like the rocket, they both have a similar kind of vibe, but this one's just longer, so and it stays straight for more of its runtime, which will be important because it'll be bouncing and arcing and shit. Or that's the idea. Dread Pup says hi. I say hello. Like, it still has the same problem, although a bit more noticeable now that the trail disappears when the bullet dies. I'm fine with it because this is going to have some extra stuff about it. Namely, we're going to start adding gravity and things. Gravity and things. Where is my projectile code? Linear projectile. There it is. Do I just want to? The direction is transformed out forward, which is kind of funny. That's how I'm doing this? The dir multiplies by... Interesting. So I'm actually straight up changing... I'm not adding a velocity to it and moving it by a velocity. I'm setting the direction as a direction times distance. I might change that so that the speed is calculated as a vector 3 so that it can bounce. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because basically I need it to be able to move differently or rotate independently from it. It is nice that they're linked together like this though. It's both nice and not nice. Is how I'll put it. Vector 3 velocity. Yeah, okay, so what I'm gonna do is instead I'm gonna say on start velocity velocity is going to equal transformed up forward. Right? And then my transformed up position dot minus dir. So this distance that I have is the movement speed times the thing. I'm going to also apply this to the here. So this is the velocity component. So the distance mult is just can be reduced to time.delta time plus equals velocity times time.delta time. Right? Basically, this is what it's being reduced down to. What? Oh, yeah. Transformed up position minus dir times that. So that's basically just putting that in the thing of their velocity. I think will just work. This has to do with hit detection. I don't believe any of the functionality of the code should have just changed from this. That's the goal. I should have just refactored it so that instead of being based on the looking direction, it is based on the velocity vector, which is created initially based on the looking direction and doesn't change for most projectiles. And it shouldn't change for any projectile aside from the ones that I'm about to make. Well, that's not working, obviously. Why? Time.delta. I see. It needs to go not just time.delta time. It should be move, or it should be velocity.magnitude times time.delta time. There you go. Because we only want to check upwards of the not the frame time as a length, but the length multiplied by the frame time. I think that'll fix it. Yeah, that fixed it. All right. Again, this should have the exact same functionality as before. I'm just gotta make sure that everything's still working the same. Like, you can't just shoot through walls now or anything. I'm not seeing any edge cases anymore. All right, like, I'm not seeing any edge cases here. Being able to shoot into walls, shoot into stuff, everything looks fine. So, yeah. Now, what I'll be able to do is I can just say, like, switch based on, say, the fucking, name. This is, I probably would want to have this as a inherited class for the grenade, so that it's not cluttering up the logic of the main, like, class here. But I'll do that off camera later. For now, I want to do the implementation of it. I don't want to do the refactoring to be nice and organized and stuff. If I need to do that, I'll do it afterward. Because it just takes time. So anyway, I'm saying a lot. I don't know. Let's just switch by the name. This should be in projectile itself. Yeah, the name component. So now that I consciously realized saying the ums, it's happening all the time. And my voice is cracking. Dude, everything wrong with me speaking. It's happening all at the same time. It just happened again. I can't stop. I can't stop it. Movement speed. Movement speed. There you go. So I switched by the grenade. We are going to take the velocity. Ideal pause. That's just moving it. Velocity will be plus equals vector 3 dot down times some arbitrary gravity strength times time dot delta time, right? Time dot delta time times, like, let's just give it 1 for now. This is the gravity strength of the projectile. I might want to make this its own, like when I make this in its own inherited class, and then I do that, I'll want to probably give it its own variable size, so that it's easily modified. But for now, it's not really moving. It's not really moving at all. It's not really moving, like, at all. Let me just, like, multiply this by, like, 25. It could also just not be working. I can't imagine I would need to really make it affect it that much. Grenade. Like, it is the... I don't know. Gimme. What? Oh, I just dragged it out. Anyway, let's try this. Yeah, I guess it just wasn't affecting it enough. But anyway, I probably will want to make it arc a bit more, but you can see, like, what I'm talking about, right? With, like, having gravity. So 75. Extreme gravity. I don't know. Maybe 50 is a good. I probably should have gone for 50. 75 might be a bit much. Bouncing is going to be the next part of this, which is going to be that they actually, like, jump around and they fuck around and find out kind of deal. Actually, wait, this is fine. Like, this is like a thing where you can, like, bounce them and they constantly arc downward. Okay, I might want to make it spawn the fucking particles a bit more. Let me just go over to the mission and double the distance, double the rate, real quick. Why? Because I was noticing the arcing. I was noticing their lack of density in the arc, is what I should say. Did that reduce the amount? Why does it feel like it's even worse? What? Am I going insane? Why does it look like that? What? Why is it, like, jumping and shit? Hello? Rate over distance, 20. That should be 10 times as many, you know? I should spawn a lot of particles. What? Is it the other way around? I thought it was I thought it was the other way. I thought it was the bigger the number, the more that it spawns, because it's literally rate over distance. Why would it be inverted? Why would it spawn more particles the lesser this number is? That doesn't make any sense. What? Like that's fine. That's fine. What? What? Huh? Just to clarify, this thing's emission is at 1, right? So I set this thing's particle system emission. Why is it at 0? Anyway, I'll set it to 1. Let's set it to 1. Let's see what this does. It looks normal. Granted, you can see it arcing still, but you can see it jumping. But that's why I want to increase the rate. So I increase it from 1 to 10 rate over distance. Yeah? Yeah, right? So let's I increase the rate is more. There is more rate to be had. What the what? What are you what? What is going, why is it like that? I'm baffled right now. What is going on right now? Why is it what about 0.5? I'm so confused. How could, but rate, maybe I could try giving it rate over time instead of rate over distance? And then when I give it 0 and 0.5, it just breaks. So what, 1 is perfect and any other value is just objectively worse? What? And then it's back to being fine-ish. Like, it's not perfect, and it's something that I'd want to increase the rate of. You can still see it, like, wobbling back and forth, like, juddering in and out. But, like, that would be fixed by having more particle effects, you know? Like, that's why I want to spawn more. But it's just not doing it. Okay, so what if instead of rate over distance at all, I just go entirely in on rate over time? How does that look? Granted, this shouldn't actually spawn that many right now because I set it at 5, which is pretty low. That's every 0.2 seconds. And they have a lifetime of 0.25. So, yeah, but it makes sense how many it's spawning. So if I spawn like 15, or like let's say 25. Let's say I spawn 25, right? That would make more sense. 25 per second means they last for about a 0 point. What? What are you? I don't get it. Why is it doing this? It spawned 1.2 3. Am I going insane? How is... Oh. That might do it, yeah. Okay. Why was that set at 10? Hold on. I think that might be the problem. Nope. Nope. No, I thought that I may have solved it. Oh wait, that's still at 25. So it would have still like instantly filled up. I mean, not really, but it maybe. Yeah, that was it. Fuck you. Might reduce the amount of particles slightly. I don't know. So I'm just gonna go back over to the other things and increase their maximum particle count apparently, because it's only at 10 instead of like a more fucking normal number. Like if I just double it on all of them, this one I probably should give it a bit more like. Okay, so all of the particle effects now have a much higher particle count, or max particle count. Granted, it's still not high, but I don't need it to be like 1,000 or anything. I just need it to be enough that it'll cover what they're actually producing. Like, this one's probably not going to have 25 particles open at the same time. Okay, but like, why did this one's amount get fucked up now? That's what I want to know, because I didn't change the emission, right? Unless I did, but why? I don't think I changed the emission. Just somewhere in the, like along the road, they. Oh fucking hell! This is happening again. Hold on, can I just like look at the inspector here? What actually is literally changing here with like say the rocket launcher? Not the grenade. I'm talking about the rocket. What do you mean? There is changes to this. It's called explosive. Explosive bullet. Why is it down to 10? I thought I typed 50. Or why did it go down to that? I definitely typed 50, right? I'm not going insane. I might rewind the stream to see what happened there. I definitely typed 50. Yeah, now it's back to normal. I don't know. Emission rate over distance back to 1. I don't want it to be dense. I just want it to be like present. Yeah, I like the trail on that. I'm mostly just questioning the zoomies on this one. I think it's fine. I kind of like it. That's a bit more wiggly. It gives it a bit of a different character. It gives it a little like spunk drive, something to like make it a bit interesting. Don't ask why I'm flying around. My microphone briefly there. I was just getting up for a minute. Not a minute. Like a few seconds. Health clock from my thing. Okay. Just getting notified about some stuff that I was hearing from across the room. Fucking smacked the microphone right there. I want to do the actual bouncing now. I think that'd be a good idea, because currently I've just been dealing with random, like, particle problems. But now that we have the velocity decoupled from the movement, we can actually start fucking with this. Specifically, the impact logic is going to start having its own deal. So, hit this side, I still want it to do the same kind of deal. But this is why I said I want to overwrite this into its own thing, because I'm going to be putting its own logic here. So public override void, or override hit non-entity, right? So normally what would happen is it would fucking kill itself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an int bounces equals like 2. Switch based on name, because for now I haven't made it its own thing. Grenade, break. Default case will return this. Return true always, but what I'm going to do is basically say if bounces is greater than 0, bounce is minus, otherwise return this. So now I think I can basically run some bounce code. Do I have any information about the... Actually, shouldn't this always return false? If PP impact check logic? Ah, wait. Vector 3 normal. Normal. And then instead of overwriting, instead of putting bounce in here, I can put it in here, and I'll pass in it oh shit. I don't have a normal on that. So fair enough. But I do on the other one. I do on the update. So let's find that. Over here, impact logic check on its i.normal. If normal is not equal to null, sorry, that's not non-equal. If it's not equal to null, we are going to switch based on the name. Case grenade again. This is still stuff I'd like to do that with overwriting, but again, it's fine. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to say for the grenade, if the normal is not equal to null, which means it's been passed in, and the bounce happened. So impact check logic, I basically need to say that you didn't hit an enemy. So if hit enemy is equal to null, in other words, you hit a non-entity. Debug.log error. Just so I can immediately know that it checked hit wall. I just want to see this, because basically what I'm going to now tell it to do is bounce its velocity up. Maybe I need to set it equal to true. So that actually executes through this. Yeah, because this is running B land and stuff, but it doesn't set is dead. I'm not actually sure what returning that value is. I guess that just allows it to actually check for the hit. So I think I did have it right originally at true, but we'll see. Should crash? Nope. Interestingly, you can see the bounce kind of working. You can also see it not hitting this. What? Am I not... If it's not equal to null, which it's not, I can also do dot has value. It's something. This will let me see if it's even fucking running this. I should see it say hit wall. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't run that. It is running this code, the hit logic, right? Oh, wait, that's only for if it's multiplayer. I'm smart. It doesn't need to run any of this. It doesn't need to run any of this. So actually, I don't need to give it a vector 3 for the input thing. I can just put it like if pp. Yeah. We are going to switch based on this. There you go. So that should work. And then I can get, okay, it's I normal. This is in the awake function. This is not where I want it to be. Because I'm not actually sure it would work over there. It would work here though. Right, so anyway, I can now get the velocity and change information based on this. So, if hit enemy is equal to null, hit non-entity, I guess. No. Do I want to make it decrement in here or in the other part? I'm basically just jumping through logic right now, or different chains of logic, to try and get this to actually work. Oh no. Amongst us. Can I get the Mogus is farting? I need the Mogus is farting gif. I'm not seeing it right here. There's so many Among Us. All the Among Us. I like this one. Alright. If it's greater than 0, yeah. It's fine for now. It's not great, frankly. I think it could definitely be improved. This will have to be re-looked at eventually, but it's fine for now, just so I can get it to work. So if you hit a non-entity, I'm gonna say bounces minus minus. I'm gonna say if bounces is greater than 0. Same kind of checking happening here. It just decrements afterwards. So if the... Yeah. If bounces is greater than 0. This way I know that you are both... I could combine these if statements, but whatever. I know that you hit a non-entity and you have a remaining bounce, which means it should bounce. So transform.position is going to equal hits dot uh vector 3 vel equals velocity, and then velocity viscosity right there. Me when viscosity. Anyway, you'll see why I'm making that a local variable, or is that the right term? Why I'm making that a scoped variable right now, or in a second, I should say. So hits of I dot point is that, yeah, dot point. So I'm just setting it equal to there. I'm gonna say check bounce, or check move, I should say, because we are then going to go to check move. But critically, I am going to then say velocity. Velocity is going to equal what? I don't know how I hit dot point. So I can get the distance that you traveled along the vector. Veloc is going to times equals hits I dot distance over vel dot magnitude. So in other words, it now becomes shorter based on how far you went. Might have to do 1 minus this. In other words, if you are, let's say, at 0 distance, then it goes the full magnitude. If you hit at the very tip, then it does basically none of the velocity. That checks out to me. Oh wait. It's magnitude dot time dot delta time. This is the actual maximum distance that it could have gone, not the distance, because, or not the base magnitude strength. You got to remember that. Anyway, we continue moving. We also need to reflect it. So vel equals random functions dot ref. Like did I call it like vel dot reflect vector? Yes, reflect vector, and we are going to reflect it off of hits I dot normal and go back to check move. I think that'll work. You know? I don't see why that wouldn't work. I may have to create an exclusion list just to prevent it from bouncing its side objects. We'll have to see on that. But... uh-oh. Yeah... I should have seen that coming. It doesn't... It goes to check move before it decrements, so it creates an infinite loop. My bad. My bad. Let me go end this real quick. Look, okay, there was a little bit of an oopsie. A little bit. This right here causes an infinite loop. And the reason is because it'll detect a bounce. It'll detect a bounce that happens. It will try to reflect, but it won't reduce the amount because it moved. So I actually need to put it in here. Right there. Like that. Cool. This should be good now. By the way, the only... So it didn't actually... What happened to it remembering the scene backup, Unity? What happened to remembering my scene backup? I thought you had that covered, or were you lying to me earlier when you said that? As a GIF. It said as a GIF. Okay, well that's... It just didn't remember anything from the, from in here. That's so cool and awesome and hype and awesome and cool and awesome and cool. Let's go back over here and create the fucking grenade again, because it just lost this. Grenade with the quite possible grenade that I gotta go find in projectiles. Grenade. Sorry, I put grenade there. I gotta go check all the particle systems. So it does remember the particle systems changes. It just doesn't remember anything else. I'm gonna check in my changes before doing anything else. Just so that, like, I don't lose them again. Should be fine soon. Well, it's not bouncing. I can tell you that. And the answer is I have no fucking idea why. I only guess is that it's immediately exhausting all of these. Is that it's hitting the same surface. So what I'd want to basically do is compare the normalized if hit entity null is not equal to, or is equal to null, and normal or vector 3 dot product between the velocity and what hits I dot normal not normal is greater than 0. In other words, if you are looking at the same, like, wait, wouldn't I want to make it less than 0? I think this might make it go and bounce inside walls. Yeah. I need to make it the other way. I need to make it this way. There you go. So it only reflects if they're too different. In other words, if they're 180 degrees, like, yeah, I don't know how to describe. If they're on a different plane. Okay, that didn't fix it. I thought that might fix it. It did not. So why is it doing this? Do debug.log bounced. It's possible that it's just breaking immediately. That it's bouncing one time, but then immediately killing itself. I just don't know why it would do that. So I want to see how many times it prints this. So it's printing it twice. So it's printing it twice, which means it's actually just running through every time. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I can fix that. I thought I just tried to solve that with the normal and it didn't work. Bounced. So to run through the logic, it detects let's say it detects this surface. It detects that surface. So it'll hit this surface with this. It'll run through, it'll bounce one time. Then it'll go back. And then I think it's doing this and detecting it again and then going back. And at this point, bounce is equal to 0. So the next time it'll do this, it still hits the same surface, but this. I thought this would fix it. Why did this not fix it? Debug.log. Is this dependent on the side that I'm facing it? Because I thought this would be constant based on the surface of the mesh geometry, not based on the way that I'm impacting it. Because that dot product check should, unless I need to normalize it, should prevent it from bouncing multiple times. Yeah, you can see that it's the same thing. So maybe I have to do vel dot normalized. I can't imagine that's it, unless the reflected vector is not reflecting for, properly. Debug.log vel. B, you'll see why. So let's see if this is it. So I can do vel A. So I want to see if reflect vector is working, because maybe that's the problem. To be fair, it has been a while. It could just straight up not do what I think it's doing. And it could just not be reflecting it properly, which is kind of a problem. So you can see when I shoot, it checks this vel A. No, it does reflect it. It does reflect it properly, right? That is what we want to see. That is what we want to see. Bounced. Debug.log hits.normal. I'm not. I mean, let me uncollapse this. So, why are these not? What? Hold on. Let me add some extra data to this. Interpolated string. Dot prod is this. I gotta see these dot products because I swear this should be failing this check. It has to be less than 0 in order to work, so for whatever reason they must all be greater than. They must they must hold on. Vel is vel. Dot prod is blank. Am I like I am doing the dot product right? Right? Perhaps, maybe. Maybe. Let me check something. I just like occasionally check up on the stream on actual YouTube at this point because I'm like fucking terrified of it, as I mentioned before. So that should just give me some data to look at here. Vel is looking in. We're coming in at this. So that's the dot product. That would do it. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, so you can see velocity is 11.31, 16, 13, whatever. Then I change it to be this value. And then it bounces. And then the next time it runs, it completely forgets what the velocity was. Excuse me? How? Why is this reset? I'm explicitly changing its value right here. Debug.log moved plus vel. Right? So I can delete the bounce debug statement because it's not actually doing anything. So moved and the other thing should be the same. Right? When I shoot, these values should be the same. When I... Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, it's just every time it increments. Anyway. So, increment, you can see that it runs 6.23, whatever. 6.23. 6.23. Modifies it, shrinks it down. We gotta go to 2.66, 2.66, 2.66. How is it... Is this a different... day? Is this a different update? So it actually is escaping. Oh, wait. Hold on. I think I just wasn't writing. I need to also reflect the velocity vector, not just the interframe vector. Oh, that did it. I may have to slow these bullets down. They're pretty fucking fast. But, dude, okay, that was it. Let's do some stuff real quick. Let me change the gravity strength to be 50 instead of 75. And then I'm gonna change their speed, their initial speed from like 80 or something or what. I don't know what the grenade is. Yeah, down to like 80. This will reduce like from 120 to 80. Let's see how that affects the arc. Same kind of deal, but it's just a more normal speed, I would say. Anyway, I swear I just watched it go through that floor. But it is bouncing. You know what? Wait. You know what I can do? Instead of saying bounce is equal to... What the fuck did I just type? Equals 2. Okay, maybe I'm going... Bounces... Instead of equals 2, I can say equals 200. So it bounces 200 times before dying. Or expires from, like, natural lifetime. So this will let me get some, like, seeing how it handles under pressure of bouncing a fuck ton. You know? You get to see it skip along. But, like, you can see, like, it's actually, like handling this properly, right? Like, even though, I mean, it's not creating projectiles for its entire motion, so it's a bit hard to see. So maybe I'll make it, like, create projectile, or create a bit more particle effects, but then again, it doesn't really need to. This is perfect. This is actually, like, what I wanted. So you can bounce the projectiles, and then here's the thing. If I oh, there's no map mesh. Yes, that makes sense. That's not a problem with the projectiles. It's a problem with the enemies because of some stuff we were doing earlier this stream. So I can't test it out right now because currently the map is not properly loading. But what this should basically mean is because all of the bouncing stuff only happens when the enemy is null. In other words, if you hit an actual enemy, it should just explode on contact. Is the idea. At least. I don't know exactly, but it should be fine, you know? I am really happy with this. This is good. Dude, you can just create the skipping, bouncing projectiles. You can just, like, slide them across the floor like that. Are they... I can't tell if they're speeding up. You know, I can't tell if that just is how fast they are. This is pretty cool to watch. Interesting that when they decay, they don't explode. I mean... So... if you shoot them up in the air like this... Dude, this is cool. I'm having fun just, like, just shooting these around and watching them bounce. That's fun. That's a fun little addition. I'm fine with this. I don't know if I want to, like, angle them upwards a little bit so that they just, like, when you first shoot them so that they don't just, like, immediately arc down as much. Might make it feel a bit better to shoot them. Let's just see about that real quick. On awake. Not the angle, but the velocity. On awake, I'm just going to say... switch based on or based on name. Same kind of dealioski that I've been doing here. But I'm just going to do plus equals vector 3 dot up times like 1. just a very, very slight angle change to the velocity, just to give it a bit of upwards force. The reason being, like, additional force upwards, just so that it's not even, hold on. Like, if I make this a lot, it's obviously going to have a big impact. But the reason I'm doing this is basically just so that it counteracts a bit of the pull that gravity is doing. At least a little bit, you know? Like, not too much, just like a teeny bit. That's a bit too much of a hike, I would say. You know, maybe more like 3. I don't want it to be like an insane, like, arcing over type thing. I just want it to push up enough that it feels like you're shooting more straight than you are. Yeah, like that. That's cool. Bounce. Bounce. Dude, I'm just like enjoying bouncing these things around. Just like seeing where you can shoot them. Well, I gotta like angle it in there. There you go. I mean, it's cool that it just kind of works. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to glitch it because it should check recursively for every bounce that it needs to happen. So, in cases like this, you can see it bounce itself out freely, which is good. Yeah, like basically no matter what I do, it just seems to be being good. Being nice and faithful to what I want for it. Okay, maybe I did just watch it teleport through the fucking ceiling. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I want to see if that is Hold on. Let me check something. Yeah, okay. This problem is back. I'm fine with that. I think what was happening, I was able to shoot through the floor here. Was that similar problem, if I had to guess? I'm just kind of spitballing. I'm just trying to guess as to what would have allowed it to escape. Because it otherwise is perfect. You can see it shooting off to the side, and then sometimes going through. Okay, so during enclosed spaces, it sometimes goes through. But it does seem pretty consistent otherwise. Like, if you're not using, like, extreme shit, like crushing it into the ground like that, like, I think even in that case, it may have just been that it escaped out the front. No, there was definitely one that just went straight through the fucking middle of this. What? Hold on. That one. That one just went straight through. So, it seems like if it has to bounce a lot of times really quickly, it might break. But I think that more has to do with the offset that I'm giving it, rather than the actual, like, I think it might have to do with this. Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because that was intended to stop it from skipping over things. Maybe this isn't enough? Maybe it's too little? Actually, this wouldn't affect it. Yeah, I think it was that. I think that needs to be refactored slightly. And by refactored, I mean removed. Refactored is a fun way of saying deleted off the face of the earth. I gotta see how this affects normal projectiles, because that was originally intended as a fix to stop you from shooting into walls. However, it does seem like shooting is still fine because it's some other stuff I was doing, so let's see how bouncing works with this, this change. Yeah, it still happens that it escapes. That kind of sucks. If anything, it feels like it's doing it more. I don't know. I'm gonna bring it back. It was fine before. It's fine now. Times. Oh wait, maybe if I what about that? Wait. What if I do that? You know? So in other words, I'm basically just increasing the length of the vector by a set amount. Or by a set percentage. This might actually make it slightly cooler, who knows? Nope, still able to escape. Alright, whatever. It was worth it. It was worth a shot, you know. It was worth a shot. But I'm interested. Aside from those cases where it just blatantly doesn't work on the crunch case, it does seem to consistently work otherwise. Or not. Did I just watch? Ah, I see what's happening. So, it must not be maybe? Okay, so I think what's happening right there is either it's the infinite bounce prevention thing with the normal, with the vector normal, or it's something else. But honestly, do I care enough to fix that? Because that only happened. What I'm guessing is happening is that it's the vector or the raycast is hitting like right at the edge or something. Not right at the edge, but like right through it. And I want to see if I can reproduce that, but it's not easy. I'm not getting consistent results here. Not getting. I think it happened once there. Yeah, it did happen a few times. You can see them bouncing around over there. I think what's happening is it's just hitting it right at the perfect part of the angle where it's able to hit and reflect off of the floor instead of the wall, and bounce upwards instead of outwards. And it's able to phase through where the wall should be. I think that's what's happening. But like, do I care enough to fix this? Because I don't know how else I can, like, get it to not do that. Because otherwise right now it seems to be working mostly fine. There's the grazing angle problem, which does suck. But I mean, it's fine enough. And if it's a bit, if it sometimes phases through corners, I mean, you shouldn't be hitting corners anyway. So it's tentatively fine. But I mean, like, it does seem to work otherwise, so I'm pretty happy with it. This is pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. Just like shooting them into this like corner and just like watching them bounce out. I don't know, I got some satisfaction from this. This is pretty cool. So anyway, that's because I have set their bounce count also to 200. Bounces equals 200. I'd probably put it down to like 1 or 2 during the actual like weapon. Like if I was gonna actually use it, I'd probably not give it like an insanely high infinite bounce count. I'd probably give it like 2, you know? So either it expires naturally kind of deal, or it bounces enough that it explodes. I think this is good because this lets you get creative with it. Also, theoretically, I might be able to use this bouncing logic for other bullet or projectile types. Currently doesn't work with them, but it might work. You can see that I'm just shooting it up in the air. Bouncing projectiles. Do I want to slightly increase the upward force? Maybe. Let me just change it from like 3 to like 4. Crazy difference. Crazy difference. I'm not even sure if that reloaded. Well, it says reloading, but I'm not sure if it's saved. Maybe even 5. I might be a little bit crazy. Now, why would I want to change this value? I mean, I kind of explained it before. This is basically just counteracting gravity slightly and tricking your brain into thinking that it's going more straight than it is. Because funny. Genuinely? Yeah. Hold on, let me check something. You can see that they go noticeably higher. Right? Or do they? Yeah. Well, I've got to actually, like, flick correctly. That's because they have an extra, like, added, like, total 10 force or whatever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of cool. I do rather like that you can spray with this. I'll probably make a grenade launcher weapon that's not just this, which could probably do, like, a more, like... I don't know if I want it to be, like, faster firing, like you can just kind of spray these, or if I want to have it a bit slower, you have to be a bit more... I'll have to see how I feel about the balancing of these grenades, but I'm quite happy with these. In terms of, like functionality. Maybe turn up the gravity from 50 to, like, 65? I'm just messing with these numbers, like, just to see what's cool, what's hip with the kids, what's hype, you know? Like, maybe this will be good, maybe it won't be. I don't know. This will also make the hump at the beginning slightly less, which is be perfect, honestly. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. You did tennis ball, throw it against the wall. That's just what, like, pops into my brain while I was doing this when I was, like, bouncing them across the wall like that. I was like, tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Honestly, probably done with the stream. I mean, I've done exactly what I've set out to do. We've been bouncing shit. We made other stuff. I don't know if I want to have this be 1 or 2 bounces, like maximum. 2 feels like it kind of goes everywhere. Maybe 1 then. Bounces. Maybe I could give you like a variant of the weapon or something which has more bounces. I don't know. They still explode on impact, so it's not like it's impossible to hit enemies with them. It's just that, like, they bounce, you know? I think this makes it more consistent feeling. Will it disappear if you shoot it directly upwards? Or will it explode? Like, will it have the chance to land? It doesn't. Okay. So it doesn't have enough lifetime to be able to explode naturally like that. Why is the gun jittering? What? I don't know what was going on there. Whatever. Yeah, this is good. I like this. I think it has enough ability to be used tactically, and also just be kind of fun and unique. I mean, not every weapon has to be the most practical. Like, I mean, objectively, like guns that just provide the most like consistent outputs would be like just the projectile weapons. But like explosives are fun, you know? Like, it might not be the most practical to use, but it's fun as hell. Like, because I think in any given case, shooting directly at something is better or more like intuitive than trying to bounce something onto them. But it's cool if you can. Maybe I could do something where they gain like extra damage if you hit the bounce. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna save what I've got. I'm gonna save what I've got. I think what I'm going to say is we're done for today because yeah, that's it. That's like the main things. If you take a look at the goals here, I can delete this too. How long has that had a tab on it? No idea. I don't think that would have showed up in the thing. No, I don't think it was saved. The only thing left is to just like do some 3D modeling, which takes a while, or fixing the multiplayer rockets, which I could do, but the stream's already almost 3 hours. Frankly, I'm kind of good with where we're at. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna be seeing you guys later, be in the past, present, or future.